All right, let's get started here. A little late today, so I was really tired. So today I would like to finish up the line work, give that a shot, but you know. Finish the line work for this page anyway. Come on. Keep playing. Okay. I think I can just go here. We have a bit of work ahead of us. That's okay. This might be kind of a short stream, honestly. If it is, then so be it, because it is what it is. realized I'm doing all the line work on the same thing. Hey, what's up, Billy Bobset? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Billy, I just want you to know that Google has decided to translate your message as today. I don't know what language it thinks you're speaking. It has decided that it is today. Do with that what you will. It's a good thing that I had you on an alternative chat. I would have been rather confused. At least until I moused over it, so... Hope you're doing well, though. See if it translated that as something else. Nah, we got that. I just realized. Does this mean you have internet finally? Or have you had internet? I can't remember if you got your internet started or not before. When we last did the stream. Just chilling for head in bed. Fair enough. Good place to chill. Do I want to do this guy on the same layer? I can. That's not that big of a deal, honestly. Probably going to be a short stream anyway. I just have him to do, and then this last panel to do, and then I'm going to be calling it a day for myself. You've had it since December. Okay, so you have had internet. Took a whole 2 months for them to come out and install it. Good grief, that's insane. Okay, but it wasn't like 8 months or 9 months at least. Because if you still didn't have it, I'm like, I was gonna be like, dude, they're never getting to it. That reminds me though, I gotta like, I keep neglecting to make a phone call and switch my ISP because, yeah, that would be nice. Hey, this is dub mode. Nice. Has it really been 4 months already? It feels like it's only been like 2. But man, like time has been really flying by. Guess we'll need to do another one soon. Last one was pretty fun. Yeah, I just realized it would actually be Okay, it has only been 2 months. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I felt like, yeah. 'Cause 4 months ago would have been, what, March? I was like, yeah, I don't feel like it was that long ago. I feel like it was more or less summer. It still does feel like it's been a while. Come on. I had the thumbnail done for like a month and a half. Dang. That's ahead of the curve. Oh, shoot. So I should have done this first. Yeah, that'll be fine. Come on. Come on. Immortal Rising 2 comic review as well. Yeah, fair. Heck, I'm like 3 years late to that breakdown video I was going to do of the Otherworld short I did. I need to get on top of making videos for all stuff like that. I am late on Darth Meow Meow. Radawan Kenobi, yes. Maybe next stream I'll work on that. Next Art Chill stream. That'll be what we work on. That'll be your incentive to get it set up there, Billy. If you want to see Darth Meow Meow, you gotta sub stream. Did I finish the animation of Longus? No, I haven't. No, I haven't done Longus yet either. I gotta do that, man. That'll be a fun one. That'll be a really easy one. I just need to like go back, find the sketch, and then just like do it. It literally will take an afternoon to do that. That's such a dumb bit, but I do want to do it. Now my problem is I kind of get myself stuck in ruts where like I'm like all I want to do is work on one project, and in this case it's, you know, the Blind King. And so like everything else goes to the wayside, and you know that's not great because have so many other things I need to do, but at the same time this takes so much time that it kind of is a minor necessity. I say minor though because like something like Longus, like I said, would take such a short amount of time to do. Just need to do it. One of these days people will be in on the joke. Truth be told, if they want to be in on the joke, they need to go back and watch like those past streams we did together. You try to limit your book reading, otherwise you'll marathon the book and ignore everything else. Yeah. See, my problem is, like, I have such little time to, like, put towards the comic lately, especially, like, with it being summer and, like, super busy with other stuff. That if I do that, if I limit, like I say, okay, I'm gonna only work on the comic like once a week, then it's like I'm not getting anything on the comic done. it's gonna take just way too long to get anything done. I kind of have to not marathon it because obviously, you know, I'm not putting that much time in. But that's the problem. I don't have that much time to put into it. So it turns into a bit of a no-win scenario in that regard. I've been putting a bit more time into like making shorts and stuff like that. It's been going all right. Those don't take too long to edit, but they take a bit to find, unfortunately. So kind of limits me on how many I can put out. Oh man, this guy has been an absolute pain to draw. Nice thing is, after he's done, just to say after another 10 pages of drawing him and a whole bunch of others, I don't have to draw him anymore. You know, it's kind of funny, when I started, I was drawing Blind's Mask, right? And it has like all those lines on it and stuff like that, and I was complaining about that, and I was like, oh man, why did I design her mask to be so complicated with all these lines and junk? Can't wait to not have to draw that. And then I freaking designed this guy. And it's like, I think I might hate myself. Saw one a week ago, I forgot which one it was. I think I forgot the comment as well. That's fine. Yeah, I put out one on Tuesday. It got like 15 views or something like that. Also put out the animation I'd been working on for, you know, a year or whatever. I think that landed on like 40 views or something like that. Just how it kind of goes. I'm just mostly trying to get better about like consistently posting. Honestly, I don't even really know entirely where to post. I'm gonna give Instagram another shot and see how that goes. I need to kind of like organize how I like promote stuff as well, because like it's difficult to keep like every place on the same page as far as like, oh hey, I released a comic, blah 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 blah, you know, stuff like that. I think it was the animation one. Yeah, I released that on Saturday, I think it was. But yeah, no, Twitter is basically like a dead zone. Maybe I'll post to it, I don't know. It's not somewhere I'm terribly interested in posting on, to be honest, anymore. Not that I ever really was all that interested, but like it seemed kind of like it had something going for it. And then it didn't. Honestly, maybe it never did. Pipes, wires, rib tubes, and chainmail. You know, simple design. Chainmail's not so bad. Like chainmail is like, I mean, okay, yeah, it's tedious or whatever, but like, you know, it's just like there's ways of doing it, you know. It is definitely tedious, though. I mean, but there's also ways of like doing it efficiently. Like if I was to do every little single chain piece, but like, let's say like you have the chest piece, you know, kind of thing, like maybe like a jerkin or something like that, or vest, and then the sleeves that are chainmail, right? So we give a little bit of texture, and then, you know, you don't have to put too much thought into it. Yeah, it'd be good for like distance or whatever, if something's distant. Maybe like something like that. And the arm comes down. It's a terrible drawing, but whatever. Don't have to do every single little detail, but yeah. The mayor from Dukes of Hazzard is a lot of area. Fair. Would it be like Cyberhog or something like that? Like a cyberpunk variant of Dukes of Hazzard. I'd be surprised if someone hasn't done that already. Someone has to have done that by now. Ah, dang it. Also on Twitter, most posts either have to say rage bait or say the most generic agreeable thing ever. Yeah, like that's the thing, right? It's like that's kind of social media in a nutshell, honestly. And it's like I don't care, you know. I just want to do art. I was posting on Kare for a while, but like even the problem with Kare is it's a bunch of artists and no audience, right? So it's kind of a dark forest scenario where no one's like actually interacting. Usually how it goes from what you've seen. Yeah, well, it's all about just like clicks and retention, all that kind of crap. It's just like whatever. I'm not looking to feed into that garbage. I just want to make people happy. I want people to enjoy looking at my artwork. Is that too much to ask? Probably. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, let's see now. Gotta scuff things up a bit. No, I didn't. I saw you posted it, but I forgot to watch it. I will say cursed is the correct descriptor, just from the thumbnail alone. So, you know, looking forward to sitting through. Been also getting a lot of recommended a lot of old cartoon anime opening type videos. Oh, like the Ed, Ed and Eddie anime opening that you posted. Yeah, no, I remember the first one. The first one came out. Jeez, that was a while ago, I think. I wonder if he'll pull with the guy who did the SpongeBob anime opening pulled where he'll make a whole episode. What if that guy did an episode too? It's kind of funny how that's become sort of a subgenre in and of itself. The SpongeBob one was really good. Like, I nailed it. That was really funny. Okay, let's go ahead and do this now. This we are going to do on a separate layer for the line works, because why not? Make my life easier. I will say, actually, I sat down the other day, my brother, and he showed me some cool. I would call them indie animations, but like, it's not the same like kind of indie animation that typically gets slung around. More like experimental animation, right? That he came across on YouTube, just like interesting small projects that people have been doing. And yeah, no, there's some pretty cool stuff going on. The abilities of all these programs and whatnot have become just so expansive that, man, you can do just about anything. A lot of people your generation watched a lot of the 90s and early 2000s cartoons. If only someone would do Dexter's Lab. That'd be interesting. Oh, speaking of Dexter's Lab, so obviously the creator, Genny Tartakovsky, the guy behind Samurai Jack as well, and more recently Primal, is working, apparently, this is what I've heard, he's working on a Conan the Barbarian animated series, and it's like, yes. If I was in a position to, man, that is like a dream project for me to work on. I would love to work on that. I think that'd be awesome. And they're basing it off of Howard's work as well, so even better. So looking forward to that. That'll be pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully they don't cancel it. True. They'd be idiots too. That's for sure. But you know, they've continually canceled and screwed over Jeff Smith, the guy behind Bones. So you know, it's not an impossibility. Honestly, man, that's another dream project. I legit want to sit down one of these days and like animate a scene or two from Bone. Cause like, gosh, the frick? My neighbor's like dropping boxes over me. I don't know if you guys can hear that. But yeah, one of these days that would be. I don't typically do like fan art and stuff like that. It's not something I'm especially drawn towards. But there's a couple things I want to do fan art of. Because I think it would be cool to see it in a, you know, maybe a different medium or a medium it deserves to be seen in. Even if just, you know, my own attempt. Actually, another one. I have been wanting to do this for years now. It would be so much work, but man, it would be so cool. This is like another, like, you know, if I had $1 million kind of scenario. Actually, it'd probably take a lot more than $1 million, but Alan Guts' peak fan art. Heck yeah. That's funny too, because I wouldn't call myself necessarily a fan of Berserk. I can appreciate Miura's work, like he's an absolute incredible artist, but Berserk as a whole isn't for me. That's the best way I can put it. The big one that I would like to do is there's an older LucasArts game back when LucasArts, you know, made amazing point-and-click games, called The Dig, and it had I want to say the artwork, like the designs and the animation and all that kind of stuff, was done by Don Bluth. I could be wrong about that though. It's otherwise very like of that time though, has that style. And so I would love to take that game, take a scene from it and animate it, and adapt it into animation. I think that would be awesome. See, the problem is all the like games and movies I'd want to make fan art of, like no one would like know, except for a couple. But like, and I guess people would know it, but like they aren't like the obvious choices, you know. So I think I'd get just a lot of like, what's this, you know. And it's like, it's a really good game, you should go play it. How long of animation? Like a minute. So really long for one person to do in a Don Bluth style, you know. Think like Titan AE, you know. in that style, it would be a lot of work. It would be so much work. I could maybe like commandeer some people into helping me out on it, but man, yeah, it would be a lot of work. It wouldn't be like a ton of action. It'd mostly be like kind of like a chill dialogue scene with some effects work and stuff like that, but like still, all that stuff still takes so much time. If I had $1 million though, like I'd make it like a movie. I think it would. I genuinely think it would make a fantastic animated science fiction movie. I think it would just be awesome to do that. Honestly, I would love to see a good like no holds barred, just good animated sci-fi movie, you know? Like proper, like old school conceptual sci-fi. I think that'd be really cool. You could probably afford it with $1 million. If we're talking just the one scene, then yeah, I wouldn't need $1 million to do the one scene. But if I was doing the movie, $1 million might be a little short. That might be a little tough. One of these days. That's the wrong finger to be that long. Anime Mass Effect? There was, I think. At least there was some kind of... One second. An anime Mass Effect. See, and that's the thing. I wouldn't want it to be anime, right? Because there have actually been good sci-fi anime, right? And anime movies and stuff like that. Let me see. Mass Effect anime. 2012. Yeah, Paragon Lost. Just what an on-point name. I'm not gonna. I don't care for the look of this. Let me see if I can find a good screenshot of it. If I don't get any weirdness, I'm probably gonna get weirdness here. Hold on. Mass Effect Paragon Lost. Let's look that up. Wow, this... Someone's thumbnails are like just a screenshot of the anime. This doesn't look good. Okay, one second. Let me just copy and paste it in. Okay, hold on. Oh shoot, I can't. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'll do it this way. Yeah, this is what it looks like. This looks like the most generic animated ever anime. But I think that, you know, there was a series I've been meaning to check out called Scavenger's Reign. That was kind of it was very like Mobius inspired. Not just in the art style, but in the science fiction nature of it. Felt very French sci-fi, 70s French sci-fi. So, been meaning to check that one out. That one looked interesting. I do wonder if animation, particularly in the West, will ever be in a place to kind of like support itself, as it were. Although even in Japan, like, most of the time, like, the reason they make so many animated series of stuff isn't necessarily for the sake of the animation itself, but for like merchandising in and of itself. So like getting people to read the actual manga or merch sales and stuff like that, similar to us. So it's kind of funny how much animation really like struggles to pay for itself. What was that ninja anime? You're gonna have to narrow it down. Sadly, unless we have a super strong economic comeback, we'll never have anime resurgence from big companies. I don't mind that, honestly. Like, I don't mind animation scaling back and doing smaller, more like intricate projects and stuff like that. Because honestly, like what we've really seen from larger companies and whatnot is like it's kind of incompatible with a large company model, which that's the challenge of it, right? It needs like all these resources and whatnot, so you have to kind of go through, like, it has to be within that realm. But that's only really to do what we've already done before. You can do animation on a relatively small budget, right? It's not going to be friggin' Akira or like whatever, but like it doesn't need to be, you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing with animation. You can do so much more with it in terms of like being really efficient and whatnot. Heck, that's a testament to like the stick fight community, right? It's like stick figures. It's in the name, and there are entire series that are just like got like crazy fight scenes and like all this production and whatnot. But they're realistic to their means, right? It's a really thriving art form, pretty much, right? So there's ways of doing it. It's just a matter of like tempering those expectations, making it more like approachable, I think, or even like just kind of leaning into niches more, which is where everything's kind of headed, for better and for worse, you know. But if you can really like lean in on a niche, then hey. The ninja anime that had a lot of movies that every old fart recommends, I think you're saying. Ninja Scrolls. Okay, yeah. Okay, Ninja Scrolls. Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking. I was like, well, the only one that really has like ninja in the name is like, you know, everyone kind of raves about it. Yeah, is Ninja Scroll, which I've never seen. That was a big one back in the day, as far as like people's first experience with anime, you know, came over to the States. I think there is a little bit of a story behind that one, which is interesting as to like how it wound up in the States and stuff like that. Okay. You'd want an anime, a Mass Effect anime in that style, pretty much Vagabond in Motion. Oh gosh, Vagabond in Motion. I don't want to think about that. That would be a lot of work. That would be kind of cool, honestly. But yeah, no, I would like to see just a more like variety in different styles and stuff. The problem is that like when you really build around an industrialized process, it's why you get stuff like same face syndrome and stuff like that. There's an industrial reason for it. It's like, okay, we have 2,000 people all lined up doing this art. Everyone needs to be on the same page, literally. Like, it all needs to line up stylistically. So it kind of naturally gravitates towards, you know, similar styles, similar techniques, and stuff like that. It's very, like I said, it's very industrialized. So to break out of that, it's like, okay, you know, what are you gonna do? Normal character design is basically the same for humans. Is basically the same as Vagabond. Let me look at this up because I've seen Ninja Scroll. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, I would say, like, you know, me being the, you know, persnickety artist that I am, it's very different stylistically. But like, I see what you're saying in terms of like the design choices and whatnot, because it's very like Edo period Japan, you know, kind of feel and stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, it would be a lot better than the blasé kind of look of of the other one. Of the Mass Effect and the actual Mass Effect anime. It would look way better. I will say, like, so I've actually been watching with a friend of mine the new Ghost in the Shell anime that's actually based on the manga, and we've noticed that there is definitely a resurgence in older aesthetics within, particularly anime and whatnot. I think just kind of across the board, people are appreciating stuff like that a little bit more, which I would love to see a resurgence of like. I think the most unsung era in Western animation, particularly in the States, is like late 90s, early 2000s. That stylistically has so much potential, I think. If you were to kind of bring it into the modern age and sort of like clean it up and like do a little bit more with it, I think you could do some really cool stuff with it, which would be one of the motivations for doing something like The Dig, which came out in like 95 or something like that, I want to say. Going back to that aesthetic and that style and playing around with it. But there's definitely been a resurgence in, you know, older styles and stuff like that for more specific projects. Ghost in the Shell being one of them. It's very close in style to the actual anime, or the actual manga rather. So it has just these funny quirks to it that are, you know, you typically wouldn't do in a standard sort of production pipeline. Okay, there we go. Now to sketch and both of the sketches. I really like this page. I actually really like this page. That makes me pretty happy. A lot of anime are shifting away from the pristine gloss coloring more towards the Dragon Ball Broly coloring. Exactly, yeah, more of that. Just like there's a little bit of a roughness. There's a little bit of a more of a saturation to it. Bit more ink on paper kind of feel. And I think a lot of it comes down to it's just like you have a lot of people who are looking back and going, man, like they're getting inspired by that older look and saying like, let's do that, you know. And especially helps when if it's like a smaller project or a more like a more precise project, like a oh we're going to like be bringing back this beloved thing, right? Kind of like what Super Broly was, right? Because it was largely like this love letter callback kind of thing. Which that stood out to me so much when I watched Super Broly. Which is legitimately like the only Dragon Ball. Well, no, that's not true. The original series, aside from the weird parts, I actually do like the original series. But the most modern Dragon Ball thing that I can actually say I actually liked, because I was like, okay, this is just fun. This just looks really cool. So I was like, all right. Otherwise, I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball fan. Generally speaking, I'm not really a big anime guy, just in terms of the aesthetic, even like the storytelling and stuff like that. Like, there's good stuff, but like, it always feels like there's a little bit of a compromise. Because there probably is, because, you know, these people are writing it with 2 hours of sleep weekly, you know? So knowing that, it's impressive, but like also concerning, you know. I think everyone should take the advice of that creator. He was the guy behind what's it called? I think it's the guy behind Gundam. He's literally like, yeah, I got 8 hours of sleep every night, and look at me. I'm, you know, healthy. Get sleep. It's like, yes, everyone should get sleep. Get 8 hours of sleep. You can still do cool things and be productive. Like, I think it was Junji Ito who said, your best ideas come from when you sleep, or something like that. Could be wrong about that, but I seem to remember it. If your character steps on a crack, it'll break it over the back. Well, that's going to be a problem. There's a lot of cracks around here. This is a rather dilapidated setting. Speaking of, actually, I need to add the little... I need to scuff up this place. But yeah, no, I do genuinely think that people are looking for like different stuff, you know, which is good. I think it's good that people are kind of getting away from just the standard look of everything, and they're wanting something a little bit different. You know, I'm all about. Always been about something that has a different feel, a different look. The less predictable. Okay, I'm flipping like crazy here. Still surprised that there was never an animated Bloodborne series. I've heard a rumor. I don't know if this is true. I'd kind of be surprised if it was. That of all people, Jacksepticeye is like directing. I've heard directing a Bloodborne either short or animated series. Now, I want to be super clear. I do not like know in any way, shape, or form if that's true even remotely. That's just what I've heard. If that's the case, yeah, like if he was producing it as in like, oh, I'm gonna fund this and like get the resources together and like make it happen, it's like, okay, fair enough. And he's gonna like hire a crew, like go to a studio, get a director, all that kind of stuff, then it's like, okay, fair enough. If he's looking at directing, I don't know of anything animated that he's directed. So it's like, I wouldn't recommend jumping in with both feet to a project like that with a like really die-hard audience and like, you know, all that kind of stuff without any experience. I wouldn't recommend that. Like I said, I have no idea if that's true or not. This is what I've heard. So, covering my bases on that one. But, if true, I'm skeptical about that one. It's very possible that he's just like said, oh, I'd love to direct it, and like just kind of uses directing as like a throwaway word kind of thing. Just like more probably meaning just like see to like making it happen. So his only position should be angel investor. That's it. Probably. I mean, if he got if he got really passionate about directing animation and like got into it and like really learned his stuff and like, you know, I mean, put in the effort and stuff like that, then like good on him, you know. But like, I don't know of anything he has directed. If he has. That's kind of the hard part, right? It's something I've noticed with like just art in general and comics or whatever, you know, where you'll have like scenarios where, you know, a celebrity or whoever will have the means to fund something, right? Because, you know, they have the means to fund it. Whereas someone who really is passionate about animation, like really wants to make animation, you know, they don't start there, right? Like, it's very difficult to get to a point where it's like, oh, I have the means and I'm an animator and I'm, you know, able to make stuff happen and whatnot. So it's kind of, there's this kind of awkward discrepancy where it's like the people directing animation or otherwise like making it happen aren't the same people who are like really all that passionate about it. So you wind up with terrible series like what was that one? Was it Jaden Smith made it or whatever? Genlock or something like that. Is that what it was? And it's just like, what? what is this? Is that what it was called? I don't remember. I don't even remember. But yeah, no, animation's hard. A lot of work. Is this correct? That's even a little high, actually. It should be. I did a draw through. Yeah. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. Never gonna be $1 billion because I would fund video games I want. I mean, funding's one thing, right? Like, if you're like, hey, I want to see cool things happen and junk like that, and you come across like a project or something like that, you're like, hey, you know, make it happen. And it's like, hey, that's cool, you know? I want to see more of that. That'd be cool, you know? Hit me up. Right? But, like, if you're like, no, I'm gonna be the director, you know, and you're basically gonna LARP as the director, it's like, okay. Like, it's okay to just be a fan of animation and just want to see more. You don't need to pretend to like be a director, you know. Like, the thing is, like, for me, even like, let's say someone like plopped $1 million in my hand and was like, okay, go to town, like start making stuff. My first thought would not be to make like a gigantic mega series, like super complicated, blah blah blah, you know, huge thing, hire 1 million people to organize and blah 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 blah, because I don't have any experience doing that, right? My first order of business would be to like throw together a small crew and make a small project, make it like a short film first, right? It's like, start there, you know, get directing experience under my belt and whatnot, right? Eventually I'd like to do that, ideally. Now, will that ever happen? Who knows, right? But like, that's the idea, is like, is there anything else I want to do? That's good. Yeah, it is. Like, you can't just throw money at something and and expect it to go like swimmingly, right? Like, there's a lot more behind it. It's kind of the same thing I've noticed, where like, you know, you'll see something like, oh, this director's working on this project, so it's going to be good. It's like, but it's like something like completely outside of their wheelhouse. Like, they've never directed like a sci-fi before or something like that, or whatever, right? And it's like, okay, just because they made like a really good rom-com one time, or like a good like action film or something like that, it's not the same wheelhouse, right? Maybe it'll be good, like maybe if they're a really adaptive director or whatever, right? But like, I've really noticed, it's just like, you can't expect to throw someone into a project who, and maybe, you know, maybe they do know what they're doing, but still, like, maybe the project's like a complete mess, right? And expect it to go well just because like you have one guy working on it, you know? It's like what the heck do you expect them to do? If something's a mess, or if something is like not their thing, like, and they don't have the experience to like really pull it together, it's like, okay, like, you're just kind of setting them up for failure, you know, a lot of times. We actually kind of saw that like back in the 2010s with that terrible is it Fantastic Four? Is it really called Fantastic Four? That sounds really goofy, saying out loud. Is that what it's called? It is fantastic. Okay, whatever. That really not great one that came out in like 2014 or something like that. The guy was like a small-time director or something like that, and they handed him like friggin' $500 million or some crap, and we're like, here you go, make a movie. And like, he couldn't handle it, and like the last thing he directed was some like small indie project, and it's like, yeah, like I wouldn't know what to do with like $500,000 or like $200 million either. Like, even after, you know, directing like a small project, it's like that, you know, there's this weird disconnect where it's like no one's being built up. Everyone, all these investors and stuff like that, are just expecting people to just like slot in. It's like, oh, we'll always have people. It's like, not if you don't like bring them up through the industry. No one knows what they're doing, then like no one knows what they're doing. It's this weird like crash and burn style of business. I don't know. It's just funny. Okay. I'm technically just pushing ink here. I really like this page. I like how this page came out. Very dramatic. I like it. Then there's Robert Rodriguez, like most of the movies you've seen of him. Low budget, medium budget, high budget. Dude makes pretty entertaining movies. Yeah, I mean, like some directors, like they can really adapt and just like go to it, or they have their way of doing it and just making it happen, right? Actually, I don't know. Robert Rodriguez, director. Let's see what movies has he made. Oh, Spy Kids. Okay, yeah. And Sin City. I didn't know he did Sin City. Machete Kill. Machete. So wait, hold on. The guy behind Spy Kids did Sin City? Really? I didn't know that. I mean, yeah, that guy like is the definition of having like a style, right? Because like he just kind of does his thing, you know. That's funny. I had no idea that was the same guy. But at the same time, I mean, when you think about it, like he's someone who like, you know, before he directed Sin City, right? He had like over 10 years of experience directing. Right? The first Spy Kids wasn't until 2001, which was like the first thing. Okay, that was like From Dusk Till Dawn. That was like, isn't that weird? Yeah, it's that weird one. So like he built up the ability to direct, right? Like at the end of the day, like he wasn't just like, it wasn't like he directed one thing and then it's like, okay, here you go, you know. Here's a superhero franchise that's beloved by millions, you know. Don't screw it up. Vampire, yeah. I think I'm done. That was 9:16. Yeah, kind of a shorter stream, but like that was kind of the plan. We have one more page to do. Let me. Chapter 4 thumbnails. Okay, and that is this page. 3 panels. Let's go. Come on, it's not that much. Not that much more. Just one more page, and then I can do coloring. I'm actually going to rework this panel as well. I don't like him holding the sword up like that. I want it to be more like standoff than anything. But there are going to be a lot of Roberts. A lot of Roberts standing there, so that's going to be a bit of work. But yeah, one more page. Man, holy crap, this has taken forever. Good night, good morning, and good afternoon. Yeah, that's a good movie. I seen that not too long ago, but I might need to watch that one again. Truman Show. Okay. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up. Thanks for hanging out, Billy, specifically. Appreciate you stopping by. Pretty quiet. I looked at it. I forgot to turn my phone side to from unlisted to published or to public or whatever. So, oops. Oh well. Who cares? That being said, I will be back. Maybe I'll stream on Monday. I want to get back into streaming on Mondays, but I like every Monday that comes by, I'm just like, I don't feel like it. But yeah, we have one more page to do. Maybe we can get it done next week. Ideally, I want this done the line work done this month. I know I can do it. And then I can finally get to color. Color will probably take way too long, but it is what it's gonna be. And then I can finally do the next 10 pages. Oh my gosh. This has been 7 months of work so far. It's been a lot of work. Been a lot of work. These pages, I'm very happy with these pages, generally speaking. I think they're some of my best pages, but like, still. It's been a tremendous amount of work. Okay, watch the Mario show later tonight. I will subject myself to whatever horrors you have beset upon me, Billy. Don't worry. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. You guys have a good night. I will see you again soon. Hopefully on Monday, but we'll see. Goodbye.